Hello Brigadiers, welcome back to Formula 1 2014. This time around we will take to the Bahrain International Circuit in Sakhir. I erroneously said we would be going to Shanghai this week. However, I didn't take into account that the schedule was different in 2014. But I digress. But anyway, we qualified P1 in front of Lewis Hamilton. Fernando Alonso, our teammate, is starting P3, and it was close in qualifying. I think it was roughly 3 to 4 tenths between myself and Hamilton. So we are going to load up our setup here and go to wait. Okay. And we're gonna go to the grid right now. So here we are then. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. And we are away here in Sakhir. Get off to a nice start, but Hamilton's right next to us, going into 1. We slow it up a lot. Someone gets into us, not sure who it was, and we have the advantage going into turn 3. You may notice that my line is a little bit off. That is because, much like in my NASCAR playthrough, I am using a keyboard, so I have to be extra careful through some of these corners, particularly the one coming up. This one here, have to be extra careful we don't go too far onto the curb. So we will wait until few laps to go before putting the fuel mixture into Rich. See what the deficit is, or the lead is rather, as we come across the line in a few quarters time. Oh, the deficit is 1.8 seconds. We are already out to Mercedes type levels. So we go through 14 and 15 now. Let's see what it is now. Now we are out to a 2-second lead over Hamilton, Vettel, and Alonso as we begin lap number 2. It would appear that someone has already knocked over the bollard going into turn 1. Probably was me. Get loose over the curb. He manages to keep it straight. Miss the apex into that corner. Now we come to that treacherous, tight left-hander. Probably think I slowed down a little bit too much there, but like I said, I gotta be on the safe side since I'm not using a controller or a wheel for this. Again, slowed down a little bit too much. Making our pit stop, I believe it said on lap number 6. We're now out to 2.6 second lead. Go a little bit deep into 14. They managed to keep it out of the sand there. So DRS is now enabled. We lost a 10th that lap, but we have the fastest lap at a 39.16. starting to think that maybe I should put the difficulty up a little bit higher because I'm still driving on professional. We are still 3.3 up on Hamilton. As you come to 14 and 15. Hitting the bollard. Thought that our wing was going to fall off. A lot of the tracks on this game had that happen. There we have the update. Hamilton should be pitting within the next couple of laps. He'll look to make the undercut. Starting to drop off now as our tires are beginning to wear down slightly. Slightly more than they were in qualifying. Now down to a 1.8 second gap. Hamilton is catching us. And there he is on the same straightaway as us. He'll be using DRS in no time. We go wide through 13. And he is now within DRS range. Will look to block going down the front straightaway. While yeah, he is no doubt on full reds. Tries to go down our outside. Hamilton with the fastest lap at a 39.09. He tried to go for the pass down the front stretch, but we managed to block. And we are being called into the pit lane at the end of this lap for some prime tires. We're green through the first sector. Hamilton is now 6/10 back. He's breathing down our gearbox right now. Slot get a little bit loose coming out of that corner. Hamilton is, I believe, still within DRS range, but he didn't catch us. And coming out of 15, we will dive into the pit lane. 10-4, Jeff. Oh, shit. We get loose on the curb, and that allows Hamilton to get by. That'll for sure.
Roughly where we expected to be. If we pick up another place, we'll be right on target.
That'll for sure cause us. Oh, and he comes in with us. So let's see what our guys can do here. We're pitting directly in front of him. And our pit stop is, because we let him go before us, we are at a 4.7. So we'll look to catch him up now.
Remember to stay inside the white line or we'll get a penalty.
10-4.
Fernando sat in first at the moment.
Our teammate Fernando Alonso is sat in P1. While we come out behind Hamilton, we are currently 6th and 7th respectively. Sebastian Vettel in the Red Bull is behind us. Went a little bit too slow through that corner. That allowed Hamilton to gain more ground. Coming through this treacherous left-hander. Stay off the curb, but that allowed Vettel to catch up a little bit more. We'll look to deploy Rich Mix in the next few laps. Until then, keep safe for now. Riding up on the curb. Going over the curb into turn 13. That allowed Hamilton to gain another few tenths on us. We are now 2.6 seconds in arrears of Hamilton. As I'm sure we have a few takers on the pit lane at this time. Yes, we do. So we will go. So we are now P2 by virtue of these pit stops. That means Lewis Hamilton is now your leader, followed by myself. Followed by myself and Sebastian Vettel. Looking to make a charge now to get the lead back. It's not going to be easy. That Mercedes. We're going to go like hell and see if we can catch up to Hamilton. That is correct. Vettel is in DRS range. Hamilton sets the fastest lap again at a 38.89. But we eat into his lead a little bit, as we are now on lap 9 of 14. See how long the rich mix can take us here. Purple through sector 1. Having to back out of it a little bit going into sector 2. Hit the apex, but we missed the exit again. That allowed Vettel to capitalize and catch up even more. So he will surely have DRS going down the short straightaway. But we pull away a little bit. We're green through sector 2 by virtue of missing. Oh, no, no! Well, that's it. It looks like Hamilton will cruise to an easy victory as he rubs salt in the wound. Oh, boy. Putting on primes. I only got 4 laps. And we will put the fuel mixture down to lean so we don't run out of gas. Stay behind the white line so we don't add insult to injury ourselves. We sit P13 now. Sandwiched in between the Force India of Sergio. Can I fucking talk, Andy? Seriously. Anyway, you sit sandwiched in between Sergio Perez and Daniel Kvyat. This is going to be our worst finish to date. Run wide. As Into the Barrier says, this race has gone tits up in no time. As we put it back down to up to standard, rather. Finally figured out how to do it. But we are too far gone, and we will finish outside the points. Unless something very strange happens. As we come across the line to begin our final lap in Bahrain, Hamilton with a well, a large lead. I'll just leave it at that. So we get a warning for corner cutting, our first of the race. I will admit I did cut the hairpin a little bit too much there. Catching up to someone. I don't think this is Jean-Eric Vergne. This could be either... It could be Max Chilton or Jules Bianchi. We're purple through through the first sector again, but we run wide. Go a little bit too slow through that corner yet again. Lewis Hamilton takes the victory. As if that wasn't obvious enough. We now have to nurse it home. Finish just outside the points in 11th. Come through 13 or 14 and 15 rather, and we will finish P11. After crashing just after taking our pit stop, Fernando Alonso finishes 3rd.
Place, 1 place off a points-paying position. Good job.
There you have it, folks. That is the Bahrain Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton takes the victory, followed by Sebastian Vettel, Fernando Alonso, Hamilton's teammate Nico Rosberg, Daniel Ricciardo, Felipe Massa, Jenson Button, Nico Hülkenberg, Valtteri Bottas, and, as I said before, Jean-Eric Vergne rounds out the points. And we finish just over 2 seconds behind Vergne. And that's about it. So let's take a look at the points now. Hamilton with a 19-point lead over Alonso, and I believe we have fallen to 5th by virtue of that finish. Sorry for the flickering, by the way. I really don't know what's causing that. And we'll continue. And our driver is dejected, telling the cameraman to leave us alone. And with that, we will call it an episode here. So, we finished P11 in Bahrain, so next up we have the twists and turns of the Shanghai International Circuit in China for 2 weeks from now. But until then, thank you for watching the Bahrain Grand Prix. If you enjoyed what you saw or heard, or a combination of the two, consider leaving a like. Helps me out a lot. And if you want to see more or anything else by me, so consider subscribing, easy for me to say, and join the Wheeler Brigade today. But until next time, keep the pedal down and keep on rocking.